2026 is not going to look any different if we keep thinking the same way, y'all. So let's talk about what mindsets and belief systems can't come with us into the new year. So the first mindset we're leaving in 2025 is assuming the worst. Now, this one held me back for years, and I didn't even realize how automatic it had become. I thought I was being realistic. I thought I was saving myself. When in reality, it was self-sabotage. So let's talk about it, y'all. When you assume the worst of this life will give you quite literally what you assume. This life is very literal. So when you assume the worst of this life, you will receive the worst that this life has to offer. The worst situations, the most bottom barrel experiences, and people will just start finding their way to you. Because why? Because this life is very literal. I used to wonder why my life felt so undesirable to me. It literally felt like I was living somebody else's life. I don't even know how to fully explain it. That's just the best way I can explain it. It felt like I was living somebody else's life. Then I had to be for real with myself and look at my inner world, look at my mindset, and be like, girl, you're assuming that everybody's out to get you. You're assuming that everybody hates you. You're assuming that life hates you. You're assuming that things never work out in your favor. And what is this life showing you? Exactly what you assume. Assuming the worst usually comes from fear or anxiety. We grip onto things and we refuse to allow ourselves to get excited about things, to have hope. When in reality, excitement is actually the emotion you need. It's okay to be excited about this life, y'all. Even though this life has wronged us, I still want to encourage you in 2026 and moving forward, start assuming the best of this life. And honestly, like when you really think about it, what good has assuming the worst really done for you? We can't keep thinking the same way. We can't keep bringing these same tired, old, boring, dry mindsets into the new years. We're going to start assuming that things are always working out for us. We're going to start assuming that only good things happen to us. We're going to assume that things are always working out for our highest good and greatest joy. Why? Because it is. Hello? Like, are you new here? Because it is. Anyway, even start assuming the best in people. Yes, even people. I know it sounds naive. I know you're probably hearing this like, girl, what is he talking about? It's not to be naive. It's not to have this like blind delusion about the world. Assuming the best is clarity. It's clarity. It allows you to see your life in this world for what it really is. You're no longer blinded by your lack goggles. Okay? You're no longer blinded by lack and negativity and fear and assuming the worst of this life. You're now able to see this life for what it really is. Because if you're still receiving undesirable experiences and people while assuming the best, now you have a compass, my friends. Now you get to see, okay, so this isn't my crowd. This isn't my people. This isn't where I need to be because it's making me feel XYZ. Because when you are assuming the worst, everybody's out to get you. Everybody hates you. You're seeing clearly now. You're no longer blinded by the lens of assuming the worst in this life. When you assume the best, you get to see this life clearly. You get to see this life for what it really is. And then watch, my friends, when you start assuming the best of this life, things are going to start to shift in your life. Everybody is not out to get you. Life does not hate you. Things are working in your favor if you would allow this life to work out in your favor. We have to remember that this life is very literal. So what you assume of this life is going to be what your life is. It's as simple as that. It's not as complex as we make it seem. Yes, it's easier said than done when you're applying these things in practice, but it really just has to start as an awareness of like, damn, like I'm thinking negative things about this life. And then when you start to assume the best of this life, now you're living. Now you're living. You've unlocked a whole new level of this life. You've unlocked a whole new frequency in this life. Now you can really see what it is that this life is. You know what I'm saying? Just little things will start to open up. Little things will start to shift. You'll have a little bit more pep to yourself. You'll have more vitality to your life. You'll be more vibrant. You'll be in a better mood. It's going to allow all your desires to come through because what? Your desires are going to come through when you are in a good mood. I don't even know how else to frame it. When you are in a good mood, when you are in a receiving state. If you constantly closed off to the world, constantly assuming bad things about this life, constantly assuming the worst, babe, my friend, you are not unlucky. You are simply faithful to the wrong assumptions about this life. It was almost automatic when I started to assume the best of this life. I was like, whoa, so everybody doesn't hate me. Whoa, things do actually work out in my favor. Okay. Oh, wait, okay, I actually am like in a good mood sometimes. Oh, wait, actually, things are working out for me. I'm starting to realize that my external world isn't having such an effect on me as much anymore. I'm not as tense anymore. I'm chilling, I'm vibing, I'm flirting with life, I'm living this life, I'm happy, I'm assuming the best of this life, even when this life throws crazy shit my way. Because that's the thing. Just because you assuming the best of this life doesn't mean that this life is going to be perfect. Doesn't mean that this life is still not going to have hardships and challenges. Yes, you still gonna have those things. But the way you're going to be handling these hardships, these challenges, you are going to be a lot better than how you used to handle them in the past. Assuming the best is more than gaslighting yourself. It's more than lying to yourself. It's more than delusion. It's literally rewiring how you view the world, how you view yourself, your life, your past, your future, your present, those around you, people, places, things, and situations in this life. Okay, the second mindset that is not coming with us into the new year, I'm for real, this one has to die. It's no more. It's control. Trying to control this life, trying to control your environment, trying to control everybody and their mama except self. We already know that control outside of self is an illusion. We already know that, right? But putting it into practice, now that's where we dropping the ball a little bit. So let me help you out, my friends. Control is a response to the fear. The first mindset was the fear. This is how sometimes we respond to fear. Is by trying to control our environment, making sure that everything is always going our way, making sure that we're constantly checking, constantly looking for validation of whatever need that we have, whatever void we have in ourselves, because that's what it comes down to. You're trying to control this life. You're trying to feel something within yourself instead of allowing this life to show you what it is that has to show you. Control is an old, tired mindset. When we grip onto this life, we increase our suffering. Control is suffering. Fear will have you micromanaging your life. Always on, you're never at ease. I used to think that the only way that this life would work out for me was if I controlled it. Little did I know that I was actually being a repellent to everything that I desire. Guys, this life is an experience, and we cannot fully experience life if we're too busy trying to control it. Allow things to play out. The thing is, I feel like a lot of us, we're scared to allow things to play out is because we think that if we just allow things to play out, and release our grip, that it's not going to go in our favor. But the thing is, y'all, everything is always working out in our favor. We just have to allow things to work out. And we have to remember that the way that we think that things are supposed to work out is not always what's best. I just have to be real with y'all. I couldn't hold your hand for that one because I just had to be real with y'all, my friends. Let this life show you, I promise you, trust me, take it from me. When I stopped gripping onto this life, when I stopped trying to control this life, my life changed dramatically. How I felt in my inner world changed dramatically. Things started to work out. For real, y'all. Things started to work out when I stopped trying to control this life. A lot of times, all you really have to do is just let go. Let go. Return your awareness back to self. When you are gripping this life, when you are white knuckling this life, you're not allowing life because you're trying to control, you're trying to take the wheel. Relax, let go. Life is trying to steer you this way and you want to go this way. Little do you know, if you go this way, that's your demise. Not literally, you're not going to die or nothing. Well, I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, you think you know what's best. Life is trying to take you that way and you want to go this way because that's what's more comfortable, right? Because you think you know it all, right? In 2026 and moving onward, we're going to allow this life to show us how good it can get. And some of y'all are not going to like this one, but we got to allow people to move how they want to move in this life. Allow people to move the way that they want to move in this life. Stop trying to control how people behave, how people react, how people think, their opinions. You need to return your awareness back to self. Let people move how they want to move in this life. And then you observe it without reacting. That's the thing. You observing, you good at observing, but you need to work on how you react to this life. Notice how people act in this life. Observe how they act in this life, and then bring your awareness back to self. And then you get to decide. How do you feel about this behavior? Do you like it or not? If you don't like it, move accordingly. If you do like it, move accordingly. That's all you can do in this life. That is all. You observe, and then you choose how you're going to behave to said observations. We're not going to go to what we're observing and be like, I actually think you should do. No, because who are you? to come in and tell someone how to behave in this life. Because a lot of times when we control in this life, we are suffering. We're suffering. Unnecessary suffering, my friends. Y'all already know. The way I used to control my ex, the way I used to control my environment, the way I used to make sure, micromanage, hey, what's going on over here? Is this going the way I want it to go? Is this going the way I want it to go? Girls, go sit down. Always controlling. Just like, girl, go sit down. Little did I know, I wish I could go back in time and tell myself this, but now I know now, so that's why I'm telling y'all. All you have to do is just let go. Return your awareness back to self. Y'all always ask me, how do you let go? Return your awareness back to self. Think about yourself. That is one way you can let go. When you're gripping onto your reality and trying to control your reality, you're losing sight of self. We want majority of our awareness to be on self. When the majority of our awareness are on external factors, other people, places, things, and situations, no, that's suffering. That's suffering. Now another person, place, thing, or situation has control of you. And now it's going to affect you as a person. It's going to affect how you move. It's going to affect how you think. It's going to affect how you view yourself, view your self-worth. We don't want our self-worth to be tied to external things. We want our self-worth to only be tied to self. That's why I'm saying return to self. In the new year, we're not controlling. We're allowing this life to show us. We're allowing things to play out. It's always working out for you. You just have to allow it to work out for you. When you find yourself trying to control your environment, bring your awareness back to self and try and identify what it is, that void, what it is that you're trying to fill, and learn how to self-soothe. Find ways to fill that void as best as you can by yourself. Tap into what it is that you're needing. Sit with self. Returning to self can solve a majority of our problems in this life. Not all, but I will say majority of them. Because a lot of times we are giving external things way too much control over ourselves, our mood, how we view ourselves, how we view the world around us. So in 2026 and onward, we're going to assume the best of this life. We're going to allow this life to show us how good it can get. Because trust me, it's a good life. You just have to allow this life to show you. So let go, stop controlling, come back to self, assume the best of this life. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what mindsets you're leaving behind this year. Again, I'm Golden Girl, and this is Tired of Thinking, where we think less and live more. And a happy, happy, happy new year to y'all, my friends. Bye.